Hi everyone, today we are here to talk about Pramuka Bank financial scandal. It's just few years since the occurrence of one of the biggest ever financial scandals in Sri Lankan history, the collapse of the Pramuka Bank, which led to thousands of depositories being helpless and desperate after being deprived of monies deposited with the bank. Immediately after the collapse of the bank, there was serious discussion as to who was responsible for the mismanagement of the bank. There was widespread criticism of the manner and the extent of the process of supervision conducted by several Central Bank of Sri Lanka over the operations of bank and financial institutions of the country. So here's the content of our presentation. First, we are going to talk about the organizational view of the Pramuka Bank, and next we are going to talk about failure, and next breach of auditors' responsibilities. And my colleagues are here to talk about these topics in a broader way, and I cordially invite Ms. Prabodhini to continue our presentation.
Thank you, Divyanga. Let's see some details about the Pramuka Bank. The Pramuka Savings and Development Bank was the first private savings bank in Sri Lanka. It established on 21st of July 1997. The founder of the bank was Mr. Rohan Pereira, who was the founder of the Ceylon Bank. Mr. Rohan Pereira requested the license from CBSL to run the bank as a licensed commercial bank, but they received only a license as a savings and development bank. Also, CBSL didn't give permissions to this bank to start new branches. Not only that, but also the Pramuka Bank didn't get any rights to sell mortgage properties. But, however, mainly they target poor villages as their customers. And also, the special thing was the first 5 years they achieved their success. Now I cordially invite Ms. Amal Shah to continue this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Yashoda. Yes, as mentioned by Yashoda, they were very successful in the beginning, but in 2002 they were collapsed. Their license also suspended by the central bank. At that point, they had bad debts, higher NPA, and also there was a large amount of interest revenue. Not only that, they had a sharp increase of NPO ratio. In 2002, their NPO ratio was 80%. So, according to these reasons, they were collapsed. Now, we can see some information about their corporate failure. I invite Ms. Ishara to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Amasha. The Pramuka Savings Bank started operations in 1997, was the first savings and development private bank in Sri Lanka. But the Pramuka Bank that started like this was gradually failing. Pramuka Bank was the existence of the complete regulatory framework that was not properly guided, and Pramuka Bank was the lack of parrot execution and not approve the opening branch. Pramuka Bank assumed inability to execute parrots, corrupt governance, wrong decision making and wrong management, having a high debt default ratio and dressing window in accounting. First one, wrong decision making and wrong management. Regulations further reveal that the managing directors has changed the lending policies and regulations to provide loans to various parties and has been operating without an investment policy. The chairman of Pramuka Savings and Development will take individual decisions, then seek the approval of the board of directors. Unavailability of parrot execution right. Parrot execution right is a specific procedure given to bank sector which has been prepared for the recovery of non-performing loans. This right was not given to Pramuka Bank recovery of insufficient loan. Next one is having high debt default ratio. Lack of due to the lack of parent execution rights, Pramuka Bank faced by the more insufficient lending. So more than 75% of the Pramuka Bank's assets were in non-bonds and Pramuka failed mainly because short economies in accounting. Dressing window in accounting is taking precautionary measures to improve the financial positions through financial statements. Pramuka Bank sought the attacked window dresser. That reason is has acted in violation of the concept of prudence. Because of all this, Central Bank in October 2002 decided to suspend the operations of the Pramuka Bank. Thank you. Next, I invite Mr. Shankar to continue our presentation.
Thank you, Ishara. My topic is demonstrate the scandal by financial statement. The collapse of the Pramuka Bank, which emerged as Sri Lanka's first private savings and development bank in 1997, was triggered by a variety of weak factors. The reasons are expected to be shown here according to the accounting reports and the survey reports of the auditors. They are as follows. When customers default on their loan due to the lack of a proper action plan in October 2002, the Pramuka Bank had a net debt of 2.2 billion rupees. Pramuka Bank has non-performing advances of 1.27 billion rupees. Recognized interest income on these facilities was reported to be 93.6 billion rupees. Pramuka Bank has lost 419.7 billion. As a result, the leading bank had a net worth of 213.6 million rupees as at 13 September 2002. Pramuka Bank's NPV rating was 25% in the early days, with the NPV rating up to 50% overnight. The bank was at 80% high when it failed. Pramuka Bank has also failed maintain a minimum liquidity ratio of 20% when setting their cash flow statements. Auditor's opinion of financial statements based on the data and information in the accounting record that led to these problems in the Pramuka Bank. The following opinion have been reached based on the surveys conducted by the auditors. They are as follows. Pramuka Bank auditors KPMG announced that the last audit account of the bank for the year ended 31st March 2001 were issued on 31st August 2001. This is due to the non-receipt of the audit reports pertaining to the account for the year ended 31st March 2001, failure to disclose audit information to the public in order to protect their confidence. Due to this issue, Pramuka Bank is not public limited company, and there is no opportunities for the Pramuka Bank to submit their financial statements to KPMG. As for 31st March 2001, was able to identify a wide range of information on leading trading corporations and trading parties. I invite to complete our presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Sanuka. Please put the slide relevant to me. Thank you. So the external auditor of the Pramuka Bank, was KPMG, which is one of big 5 audit firms. So it is very questionable how a well-reputed audit firm failure to spot the mismanagement and rule violation conducted by Pramuka Bank. So following are 5 significant points that the auditor breaches the responsibility.
So Pramuka Bank has acted against the prudent concept in accounting standard by converting an operating loss into a profit. So here, Pramuka Bank has violated regulation in accounting and KPMG as the auditor failure to identify it. So KPMG failed to recognize the revenue correctly, which is violation of SLAS 23 auditing standard. Then Pramuka Bank used window dressing concept in their financial statement, which dressed the appearance of the financial position of the company. So it is misleading the general shareholder. If KPMG failure to provide the audit opinion, which reveal these misleading and protect the interests of the users, there is no point of doing auditing. So we can fairly argue that KPMG has not provided the audit opinion which has true and fair view. So I invite Mr. Divyanga to complete the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Devki. In consideration of all these factors, developments, and arguments, we need to arrive at the conclusion that preventing such financial frauds or scandals will need the vigilance and cooperation of all the parties, including the supervisory bodies, owners of funds, media institutions, law enforcement agencies, and general public. If urgent action is taken to establish such a strong mechanism and constructive financial culture within the country, we may be able to avert such calamities in the future. So I hope you have a full idea about this financial scandal of Pramuka Bank. So thank you for watching us. Stay safe.